How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the M2 Motoring YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be going through the interior of the TC and assessing what's wrong with it and everything that needs to be fixed or repaired or refurbished to as close to 100% as I can get it. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that this is a pretty rare car, and it was given to me on a trade, and it has a couple character flaws, which aren't bad. It's good, but the car definitely needs some TLC. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button for me and subscribe to the channel. Definitely do appreciate it, and you can follow along as I work on this car. Gonna go ahead and start with the rear back half of the car and open the trunk. The trunk shocks are holding enough. I could hear it slowly giving out, but it's still usable, so that's okay. It's the factory metal trunk. They really did cut all this out. Wow. Okay. So as you can see here, it has the full custom Pioneer setup. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look around and show you all the work that needs to be done. It's obviously very dirty from sitting somewhat neglected outside from the previous owner, but that's okay. You know, it is a situation of its circumstances, given his situation and not enough parking for too many cars. So here you can see that something was stored in the back here on this side, or something was sat leaning, and it's completely scratched up. Interior, some of the water did come in when I opened the trunk earlier, so not a huge deal. It's a lot of cleanup. Interior is fairly dirty, not a huge deal. This is dented down. I don't know why. Don't think I could pop that back out without any further damage. See some of the wiring here, the trunk release cable. I don't know why it's like that. Again, really dirty. I gotta figure out how to crawl back there and clean it all. That's gonna be real fun. As you can see here on the roll cage, the amp and speaker setup, I guess, slid down or found a new way to move its way down, but it's actually not level, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to take that apart and slide everything back up and lock it into place, or just leave it where it is, get some touch-up paint hopefully, and be able to clean that up decently. Gotta figure out the paint code and get it to match, or get it matched, and try to clean it up and show you how to do all that as good of a job as I possibly can. But yeah, this car needs a lot of cleaning. It's pretty dirty, a couple cobwebs. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Some right there. As you can tell, this was parked underneath the tree. You can see some of the leftover leaf or pines or whatever you want to call it. So that's the rear. Coming into the interior, pretty dusty. The door panels and stuff are pretty clean. Couple small scratches, which is, wear and tear from people climbing in and out of this thing, but it doesn't rub on the panels whatsoever. Car does need, like I said, a lot of TLC and cleanup. It's fairly filthy. The door bars itself are completely scratched up, so I might just get a piece of really high thickness vinyl to cover, because when you climb in and out, they do get scratched, and that helps prevent any more damage to the finish itself. To repaint this, I'd have to repaint most of the whole shell, so I'm not gonna do that. That's a lot of work. I do have the cushion for these seats. They're in that box, so that's okay. The seats itself, obviously the date on them, they're way past expired FIA approval, so for street driving it's fine. For any track stuff, it will not get approved. Same goes with the harnesses. Let me see here, what else have we got? Oh, the steering wheel, the glue that's holding the material together is separating, and the steering wheel's, a little on the older side, so I'll probably end up replacing that with something else. I know the audio setup doesn't turn on. I have to figure out what's going on with that as well. There's a switch on the center dash. I flipped, tried turning the head unit on, none of it's working, so gotta see, go through the process of elimination to see what's causing it and what I gotta do to fix it. The dash itself is pretty clean. Obviously the upper half of the interior is super clean. Cage, there's no scratches or anything. I mean, this thing was a show and demo car that sat parked in the sun at events, so it's okay there. What else do I know that's wrong? Oh, when you put the key in, there's obviously airbag lights because this car's got the steering wheel, and the seatbelt light because there are no seatbelts. But no check engine light, among other things that I was really concerned about. But there's more that I figured out, which makes this all that much more interesting car. But like I said, the goal is to clean this up as best as I can and make sure it looks pretty. And you know, take this car and do what it's designed for, which is, you know, marketing and showing it. Because this is a really nice, unique car. So going to the engine bay, the most obvious thing that needs to be redone is that right there. For a turbo kit that has maybe 150 to 200 miles of light driving on and off transports and around parking lots, through events, that's a lot of surface rust. So I do want to refinish that, take that apart, recoat it, clean it up, get all the rust off, and, you know, do what I have to do with it. As part of the car being originally white, they did paint the engine bay black, but it was done in a somewhat rushed fashion. As you can see below the intake filter there, you can see the original white. It looks like they painted the shock towers or the wheel well section with everything already there, so looks like they missed a lot. So I do want to take this apart, clean it up, and, you know, do a really clean job of it. Along the radiator support, obviously they did a quick job as well, so I want to sand that and clean it up as nice as I can and do a good job. Here as well, they missed a couple spots. So like I said, I really do want to go through and make this right. The turbo kit, all the piping, I do want to get that powder coated as well, so I haven't decided what color or what finish I want to do yet. Still debating that. And then the upper cowl is all sun faded, so I'm going to take that out and make a video on the products that I use when I, you know, used to buy and flip cars and do all that. So that pretty much is the engine bay. Hope you enjoyed the video of the walkthrough of the interior and engine bay. I look forward to working on this and getting this back up to where it needs to be at. And I do appreciate everybody tuning in and watching the videos. Thank you for the likes and the comments and questions, or any suggestions as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, it's Mike signing out. Have a great day.